A storm is brewing in the hip-hop industry, and nobody saw it coming, least of all the fans who believed that this chapter was long over. However, just when the dust seemed to settle, Remy Ma did something that no one had anticipated. She showed up wasn't for a friendly conversation. Rather, it was a face-to-face altercation because Eazy, the Block Captain, revealed everything about their behind-the-scenes drama, and Remy wasn't about to let her name be dragged without a fight. When Remy Ma finally shows up, she doesn't come empty-handed though. She brings with her receipts, anger, and retaliation. It all began with a live interview that should have been a harmless moment of reflection from Eazy. But what followed turned into one of the most explosive betrayals in recent memory on camera, with millions watching as Eazy revealed details about his personal relationship with Remy that left fans speechless. He revealed secret messages, late-night meetings, and even alleged interference in his battles, all of which, in his opinion, were planned by Remy herself. Suddenly, social media went into a frenzy, with hashtags like #Remy and #Remy pulled up, trending within minutes, and Remy, she watched it all unfold in silence. Until now, because just hours after the video went viral, Remy Ma was seen pulling up to a location. Eazy frequents, her security tight. The hip-hop community is divided. Some support Eazy, who claims he had every right to speak his truth, while others support Remy, who claims she was betrayed, blindsided, and publicly humiliated. However, the real question is what actually happened behind the scenes. What secrets are still buried, and why Remy risked her reputation to confront him so publicly. Eyewitnesses say the confrontation was nothing short of explosive, screaming, pacing, heated gestures, and more. The footage was captured on a shaky phone and is currently making the rounds online. In the glittering chaos of hip-hop, there are betrayals so deep and personal that even the most icy fans pause and hold their breath. This one, however, hit the culture like an earthquake because when Eazy the Block Captain, one of battle rap's rising kings, opened his mouth and let the secret spill, he did more than just shake the table. He turned the entire room upside down, and at the center of it all was Remy Ma, a legend, a queen, and now a woman scorned. Everything was too quiet during the night, like a storm on wheels. It all started weeks earlier behind the scenes in a world where fans never see Eazy. He had been acting funny, shifting away from certain projects and hinting at personal stress during live sessions, canceling appearances at the last minute. In hip-hop, silence is dangerous, so when fans hear that something is brewing, they start to speculate. Did Eazy and Remy fall out? What notorious blurred video clip? Back in December, Eazy and Remy left a lounge together. Everyone had theories, but no one had proof yet. Then came the interview. A platform known for its blunt questions, hosted by a no-holds-barred host who asked the one thing that everyone was afraid to say aloud. Let's talk about you and Remy. What really went down? The silence that followed was loud, but Eazy leaned back, took a deep breath, and let the words fly. I won't lie. I kept my mouth shut out of respect, but eventually you grow weary of being portrayed as the bad guy when all you ever did was keep someone's secrets. Boom. The floodgates opened for the next 20 minutes, and Eazy spilled everything he wanted. Asserted that Remy had promised to advance his career through Chrome 23, but that, behind closed doors, there were more hazy boundaries than just business. He described private conversations in which Remy allegedly told him that she felt stuck in her marriage and that she needed someone who understood the grind. He said that he was that person and that they were closer than anyone knew. Then he dropped the real bombshell. I didn't expose her out of hate. I exposed her because I was tired of pretending that I kept secrets that could end careers, and she knew that she used that. The internet exploded with clips of the interview, memes, think pieces, TikTok, and other content. The name of Remy vs. Eazy went viral in a matter of hours, but Remy Ma didn't post, tweet, or say a word at first. According to behind the scenes sources, Remy was incensed, and friends of the rapper said she was taken by surprise by the venom in Eazy's voice. She felt betrayed, one source shared. She gave that man everything, platform support, and he flipped on her the second it was convenient. But more than the betrayal, Remy was embarrassed because Eazy hadn't just hinted at a fallout. He portrayed her as emotionally unstable, trapped, and disloyal, and in Remy's world, power is power. Fans waited for days, and Remy remained silent until the video appeared. It was a shaky video, clearly taken from a car parked across the street, and showed Ray's SUV pulling up outside a low-key recording studio in Philadelphia. One, Eazy, who was known to frequent the studio, stepped out in all black with her security, following just a step behind her face, cold, focused, and dangerous. Then the screaming began. The audio was muffled, but you could hear enough to assume that this was a joke. "I gave you a V or something, and this is how you repay me." Fans were shocked, wondering if this was a stunt, a setup, or if the lines between reality and rap were blurred so much that there was no longer any. While social media was consuming it, Hashmi pulled up Moxpas Remizi Bor Chrome 23 Crisis TikTok creators, reenacted the drama on YouTube, and commentators went live for hours dissecting it. Did Papoose know that this was all part of a larger scheme? More importantly, would Remy Ma respond publicly? She did, and when she did, she didn't hold back. In a cryptic Instagram story that was unheard of. Remy Ma wasn't playing behind closed doors, though, and the discussion turned legal. Could simple statements be deemed defamation? Would Remy Ma have the right to sue? Or would she pursue an alternative course of action by the end of that week? Everyone in the hip-hop community had taken sides. Some referred to him as Eazy Brave, while others described him as a snake biting the hand that fed him. Remy was still a queen to her devoted fans, but to the skeptics, her silence was suspicious. Then came the leak of a voice memo that was unverified and unconfirmed, but it was so clear that it left little room for doubt. A man who believed it to be Eazy said, "I never meant to take it this far. I just wanted her to admit what she did." A woman responded angrily, emotionally, "You wanted truth. Now deal with the fallout. I hope it was worth it when the world stopped." Because this was no longer just a verbal battle, but a war. And Remy Ma had just started to fight when the leak changed everything. The internet needed that voice memo, whether it was real or fake, to blow the story wide open. People were convinced that those voices and words didn't sound scripted. They felt like a breakup captured on tape, not between lovers, but between allies. Two people who once trusted each other with their careers, reputations, and possibly even their hearts. Now that trust was in flames, the streets were in a flurry, and media outlets were aflutter. Several blogs and popular websites, including The Shade Room and Hollywood Unlocked, featured clips from the leaked audio alongside images of Remy and Eazy from previous events, old Chrome 23 promotions, and the now famous photo of them side by side on a red carpet. Their chemistry was undeniable, but behind the scenes, Remy wasn't watching the chaos. Instead, she was planning her next move. Several insiders confirmed that Remy had called an emergency meeting with her PR and legal team in order to control the damage. But the problem wasn't just about repairing her public image, it was about reclaiming the narrative because Eazy hadn't just gone viral, crossed a line, and he'd destroyed the entire bridge. "She's not going to stay quiet this time," an anonymous member of Remy's inner circle said. "This isn't about pettiness, this is about principle." She gave him an opportunity, he gave her scandal, and just like that, the tides began to turn. By midweek, a mysterious tweet was posted on Remy's official Chrome 23 account. There are 3 sides to every story: his, hers, and the receipts. The internet exploded, and fans were eager to see what was coming. The post was shared more than 60,000 times in the first hour, and detectives on TikTok started speculating about what those receipts might be. Direct messages, screenshots of conversations, and screenshots from conversations. Story, then all of a sudden she revealed it. Not in a long-winded YouTube video or dramatic press conference, but rather, Remy did what true queens do, which is to let the truth come out gradually. The first thing she revealed was a muted video, a silent surveillance-style clip from a Chrome 23 studio that was time-stamped and grainy. In it, Eazy was seen pacing back and forth, obviously agitated, while Remy sat calmly across from him. There was no intimacy or physical contact, just business and just tension. And the caption read, "This was the night he said I poured my heart out. You all be the judge." The message was clear. She didn't intend to say anything. The images spoke for themselves. Then came a second clip, and this time the audio eases the heated voice. "You promised me that battle, and you told me I had next." Ray's response was firm, but unbothered. "I told you you'd earn it. This isn't charity again. No flirting, no romance, just business." The tone was icy and final, and fans started to wonder if it was easy to tell the truth or rewrite history because he didn't. Fans, celebrities, and platforms around the world were watching the year's drama unfold as cameras captured Rhea arriving at another undisclosed location with her hood up and her eyes shielded by dark shades. The rumors only got louder as they watched. After all the interviews, live streams, leaked messages, and eerie silence from some of the biggest voices in hip-hop, it was clear that Remy Ma wasn't finished. The tension had reached a fever pitch, and it was clear that this wasn't just gossip anymore, it was war, and Remy Ma was prepared to fire her biggest shot in this war. However, the footage of her storming out of her SUV earlier had already caused chaos online, but the new paparazzi photos of Remy walking into a posh downtown office building flanked by lawyers in suits sent shockwaves. Fans started wondering right away if Remy Ma was going to file a lawsuit, sign a big contract, hold a press conference, or do something else. The thing about Remy Ma is that she never remains silent when she has something to say, and this time, she was going to say it loud and clear. Just hours after those paparazzi photos went viral, Remy's team dropped the bomb. A full-length, excellent sit-down interview with no fancy setting or audience. Just Remy unapologetically in control, staring straight into the camera with a look. That said, she was done playing games, and the internet stopped cold within minutes of the premiere, with over 300,000 people watching live. Didn't just respond to inquiries, it sparked a fire. However, when someone uses your silence as a sign of weakness or turns your kindness into a weapon, you must remind them of who the hell you are. Boom. She gave him a direct name. Every word, every pause, and every subtle jab was clearly directed at him. I created something out of nothing. I invested my own money, blood, and energy into providing opportunities. Some saw it as an opportunity to advance in their careers. Others became avaricious, disrespectful, and delusional. And finally, the night's coldest line was, "You don't bite the hand that fed you." Emojis, crowns, and hashtags like "Stylish Remy what she said" and "Danja Remy the Queen" went viral, and even celebrities weighed in. Joe also tweeted, "Don't play with a legend." "All facts stand tall, Queen," Cardi B wrote when she uploaded the video. However, while Remy's side was mobilizing support, Eazy's camp wasn't remaining silent either. In the hours after Remy's interview, Eazy posted a brief but intense Instagram live, and this time it wasn't all bravado. "I never wanted it to go this far," he said, his eyes low and his voice strained. "I just wanted my side heard. I just wanted honesty," he claimed, being portrayed as a villain when he simply spoke the truth and implied that some of the footage from the Chone 23 events had been purposefully altered to favor Remy. Ask her why the entire audio isn't available and what she said before that. Clip. Removing certain material from his interviews and social media defamation, emotional distress, and verbal NDS, among other things. One Hollywood lawyer, who wished to remain anonymous, stated, "If this goes to court, it won't just be about reputations. It'll be about money." YouTube turned into a battleground as dozens of creators posted hour-long breakdowns of every sentence from Ray's sit-down. One well-known battle rap blogger even published a complete timeline titled Remy vs. Eazy. It's a brand, Chrome 23, and if Remy can demonstrate that his actions hurt the brand, she could sue for significant losses. In a now viral fan-captured video from an underground rap event in Brooklyn, Papoose was seen walking in alone. The host, Remy, and no encouragement, tried to get him to comment on the controversy, but there was still no full statement or sit-down. Interview, just that cryptic quote about men confusing opportunity with love. What video alone garnered over 2 million views in a single day, but something still didn't add up. What do you think about Eazy and the drama? Pap looked directly at the camera, took the microphone, and calmly said, "They both forgot who built this house. Now they both have to deal with the storm they invited in. Mic drop, walk off." The crowd fell silent, then erupted. Was he referring to Remy as well? Had he finally chosen a side? Or was he calling out both of them for getting caught up in something that destroyed everything they built? No one could say for sure, but the rumors got messier. New reports surfaced that Remy and Papoose had been living apart for weeks. Another source told fans that Pap had moved out months ago and only appeared at public events to avoid speculation. Unbelievably, the couple hadn't shared a picture of themselves in almost 5 months. The question wasn't just whether Remy had betrayed Eazy, it was also whether Remy had betrayed Pap. To make things worse, an anonymous email was sent to a number of prominent gossip blogs with a video attachment. The clip, called "Truth Before the Lies," was grainy and difficult to confirm. It showed a dimly lit hallway with two figures, one obviously Remy and the other allegedly Eazy, embracing quickly before entering a hotel room. Was it old? Has it been altered? No one was certain, but the timing was vicious. Ray's team went into overdrive and the video was removed within hours after being flagged. Influenced and malevolent, but the damage was already done. Fans became forensic investigators, examining timestamps, hotel carpet patterns, body language, zooming in, slowing down, and overlaying audio clips. As all of this was going on, Eazy vanished from the internet, leaving no posts, no lives, and no tweets. Sources close to him claimed that he was hiding, possibly in discussions with a crisis management team. Meanwhile, Remy doubled down in her subsequent post, tweeting, "You can't break a woman who already survived herself." The internet exploded once more. Talk programs started talking about it at this point. So it wasn't simply a hip-hop feud, it was a cultural moment. The Breakfast Club devoted a whole segment to the Wendy Williams story, teasing a Remy and Eazy episode for an impending YouTube reboot. During this time, Chrome 23 was in limbo and Remy canceled 2 upcoming battle events due to internal restructuring. Rumors circulated that investors were pulling out, and one battle rapper said he was told to wait until it was over before his contract was confirmed. Remy didn't bat an eye because she had a bigger plan, and just when it appeared that Remy Ma had regained control of the situation, she was clapping back with poise, silencing leaks, and putting herself in the role of the actual victim of betrayal. Scenes because Remy was unaware of betrayal from within her own circle after the 2 Chrome 23 events were canceled due to internal restructuring. Her legal team continued to work behind the scenes, and her close friends were on high alert. Everyone around her knew that the stakes were high and that every word, glance, and DN was being scrutinized by fans and the media. Her silence spoke volumes. But what the world and even Remy were unaware of was that someone close to her had been feeding information to the blogs. It began with a post on a little-known gossip page, the type of page that typically featured recycled stories from larger outlets. This time, it shared something exclusive. It included a screenshot of an unfiltered, unblurred group chat on Chrome 23 that showed 2 employees arguing about Remy's involvement with Eazy. One line in particular caught our attention. Why is everyone acting like it's their business? He was in her office more than the editor's pap stopped coming around after March. Connect the dots. This sentence alone started a firestorm of questions. People started wondering if there were more insiders who knew what was really going on, if the devoted team around Remy was truly loyal at all, and most importantly, how this leak even occurred. It turned out that one of Remy's trusted producers had worked on Chrome 23's visual content. Since its launch, Remy had been surreptitiously communicating with bloggers, providing them with sensitive information and timelines. And when he discovered this, chaos ensued. According to a source from the Chrome 23 inner circle, Remy confronted the staffer in front of everyone during a team meeting. Eyewitnesses said the altercation was explosive, with accusations and even threats of lawsuits. "You played me from the inside for clout. You were going to sell your soul for clicks." The traitor caught me off guard and didn't deny it. In fact, they doubled down. "You lied to everyone and you forced us to protect something we didn't sign? Up for. The entire company turned into a joke the moment you allowed him in." As soon as the mask came off, security led the employee out, and Remy ordered a thorough review of her production files, server access, and internal communications. She wasn't just defending her brand, she was fighting for what little trust she still had, because in these kinds of public scandals, it's always the insiders who destroy you, not the outsiders. Meanwhile, Eazy stayed hidden. But his silence wasn't meaningless. It was calculated because, while Remy was dealing with leaks and disloyalty, Eazy was meeting with media producers behind closed doors, according to multiple entertainment insiders. He allegedly had already recorded the first half of his testimony, which included unreleased footage from Chrome 23 projects and candid audio of his conversations with Remy. After weeks of social media drama, betrayal leaks, and career-damaging rumors, Remy Ma stepped out into the public eye. Where did she go? To a women's event? Fans were divided once more. This man is obsessed with her. Obsessed with her. Remy sat at the front of the panel, waited for her turn, and when the microphone came her way, she delivered. Sometimes as women, we build up other people so much that when they betray us, we don't even recognize ourselves in the mirror anymore. But healing isn't for them. It's for us. The crowd let out a standing ovation. Other panelists nodded in awe, and for a brief moment, the internet paused. Real for a woman who had been pulled through the mud and was still standing with her crown on. But as we all know, peace never lasts long in hip-hop. That night, however, a new video appeared, and this time it wasn't a leak from Eazy, it wasn't a mysterious post, it was something worse, a hacked voicemail. An audio recording purportedly taken from Remy's old phone backup was uploaded to a dubious website, and it spread like wildfire. In the voicemail, Remy could be heard talking to an unidentified friend, clearly upset. I trusted him, and regardless of what people think, I felt something there. Maybe I was foolish, maybe I made a mistake, but he turned on me like I was the enemy. Her voice conveyed the kind of pain that comes from heartbreak rather than just a career mistake. And then the story abruptly changed. Was this really just a case of business gone wrong, or was there more to the story than either of them had been willing to acknowledge? At this point, Pap's silence became deafening, and fans demanded answers. His name trended for 3 days straight, and we just missed it. Where's Papoose? Is he letting her fall on her own? Then came the final twist of part 4, which no one anticipated. Yes, he showed up unexpectedly at a battle event in Baltimore, and the crowd went crazy when he appeared. Speaking from the heart, I made mistakes. I'm not here to play the victim, but I was honest, and I was hurt by that voicemail. Yes, it's true, and I did hear her, but you can't betray someone who lied to you first. The crowd gasped, some cheered, and others booed, but the internet went crazy and the TikTokers started breaking down the line. Was he accusing Remy of manipulating him for his own ego? Or was this just another diversion from a man who couldn't handle rejection? With a side to pick, Remy is back in New York City and has once again watched it all unfold in silence. Her phone was ringing non-stop, and according to a source close to her, she said, "I'm ready to end it." The streets are suddenly buzzing louder than ever, and somewhere in the midst of it all, the truth is still buried under loyalty, betrayal, heartbreak, and power, from leaked voicemails to public battles, insider drama, and hacked phone records. This isn't just a story anymore, it's a full-blown war that shattered alliances, revealed secrets, broken alliances, and left fans doubting everything they believed to be true. The question now is this the end, or just the quiet before the storm? If Remy's last words are any indication, she is not merely trying to survive. Rather, she is prepared to finish this. If Eazy has one more card to play, it could ruin more than just a few reputations. It could split society in two. Now, it's up to you. Do you believe Remy's receipts, or do you think Eazy is just getting started? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Like this video if you're here. Explosive updates because we promise it. The tale is far from over.